What's up, you guys? Welcome back in. It's Battle from Rock 94.9, Omaha's rock station, and iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast, the Battleground Podcast. And as you know, WWE returns to Omaha this Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown at the CHI Health Center. Tickets starting at $25. You can grab them at Ticketmaster. You can grab them at WWE.com. And today on the show, we have the one, the only, the Queen of the Ring, Miss Nia Jax is on the show with us. Nia, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show. Now, I got to address the elephant in the room. You've taken the internet by storm by a little phrase that you said recently on SmackDown, BBL Bailey. Does that mean you're Team Drake?
I'm not picking sides on that. That's not where I was coming
Team Drake,
from on
Team
that
Kendrick?
I'm going to keep those. I'm going to keep myself out of that kind of beef right there. I have enough beef going on inside, WWE. So I think I'm going to keep myself out of that one.
Well,
but I mean, I was just, stating the obvious.
I mean, everybody's talked about it. Somebody had to say it. Why not you just go ahead and address it? And when you thought that, saying that on the air, I mean, you're very well known for the quick little one-liners to everybody. We won't bring up the other one that was recently said a long, long time ago, but the BBL Bailey, I mean, the crowd reaction, the internet's reaction was like, oh my gosh. Was that something you just thought of on the fly, or did you kind of go over that, earlier in the day? How'd that all come out?
I just kind of thought of it because, Bailey and I have such a history going way back into NXT. Like it's been a solid decade of me and Bailey. Like we've never been able on the main roster to have like a real good, interaction of promo and storytelling. And when we got in there and she brought up the SummerSlam, or she brought up the injuring and like all this stuff. And it just hit me. And I was like, and I was literally stating the obvious, what everybody is known for her to have. I have known Bailey long enough to know that is a all natural, beautiful Brazilian booty Latina. but I feel as though knowing her for as long as I have and seeing her character develop, I think she's been more embracing of her God-given talents. So I just stated the obvious.
Yeah. And if they put it on a t-shirt, you should obviously get a cut of the profit, correct?
I highly agree. I mean, come on.
I mean, you thought of it. It should go towards you. So of course, you've got the big match with her at SummerSlam. I mean, you talk about you and her going way back, history there. We put things out in the universe. We expect you to win that title at SummerSlam. We expect you to beat Bailey. But how does this feel, this storyline, this feud with Bailey for this title now compared to past stories with Bailey?
It's funny because past stories with Bailey, like she was always that underdog, her little side ponytail with her little like things that flew up in the Bailey buddies that flew up. And now I feel like she's totally changed. Like she's become this serious character who's developed and extended her repertoire, that now this Bailey has more. I don't feel as though she's that much of an underdog as I used to. I used to be able to pick on and poke at. Now, like she's definitely come into like more confidence. So I can't wait to just get in there and feel that energy that I've been seeing her in the ring with all these other girls. Like, when she was with Damage Control and they were just taking over the division and beating up Bianca, and, seeing how they turned on her. And now she's in this position to where she has nobody to have her back. I'm excited to see what me and Bailey can do at SummerSlam. I feel as though people are going to be happily surprised. I mean, when I do beat her BBL. But it's going to be great.
That's going to be fun for sure. And of course, also fun is SmackDown this Friday night at the CHI Health Center. Tickets starting at $25, Ticketmaster.com, WWE.com. One thing that I love is just to kind of read the internet. Sometimes the IWC can be very, very toxic. Sometimes it can be very, very good. Just kind of depends on what's going on.
Okay, so don't laugh at me. I see it all the time, and I'm not very. What does IWC mean?
The internet wrestling community.
Okay. Okay,
So,
I see
so
IWC all the time. I just didn't know what it was. I'm like, I don't know what
yes,
that is. Okay,
sometimes that's where the trolls live to go, and they, the keyboard warriors. But
got it.
a lot of people have talked about it. We've had conversations with past people on this show about the bloodline, potentially adding a female to that with your family history and, being linked with the bloodline. Has that ever been like a thing tossed? Maybe you've gone to somebody or they've come to you and said, hey, look, we know the family history is there.
Sorry, my dogs. Um, you know, I think, well, obviously it's always a thing, right? Because like right now, like I am the female like Samoan bloodline in the business right now. Like I feel as though, and then we have Tamina, and then we have married in Trinity or Naomi. Apologize, Naomi. Um, so there is that option, but I also feel as though like the men, like they're doing such a great job, and they're doing their own thing, and I feel as though they want us to have our own thing.
Right.
They want us to go in our direction and thrive in what we can do. And I've said it before, like even though we're not in it like on screen, behind the scenes, the boys are constantly supporting us. They're constantly like having our backs, and like if they're not there in person, they're texting me, like watching my matches and giving me critiques and helping me out. So if ever down the line they need some women to get in there and kick some butt, I'm more than happy to. But I'm a fan. I'm just sitting back and watching them and being constantly surprised myself
Mm-hmm.
because I know how much family we do have, and so it's only like the tip of the iceberg of what's been coming into the to been coming to the shows lately. So, we have the new addition of Jacob, and he's just like an incredible talent, but we have, so much more family. So who knows what's gonna happen.
Right. And that was the thing is like if you go back to the, the WrestleMania thing of setting up all that stuff, seeing that family tree, this bloodline thing can go on for generations. And that's what's
Yes.
great about it because I mean, you've got the family history and what is it like for you with that family lineage to carry that on?
It's pretty incredible because, our men have been representing for decades, right? Going all the way back to, High Chief Peter Maivia, coming from super humble beginnings. But, our women really haven't had the opportunity to like showcase what we can do. And being one of the women that, as of right now, like I feel as though like I'm in a really good trajectory in the women's division, like showcasing to our culture what us Samoan women can do. It's been pretty incredible and a really cool like badge of armor that I like to carry. Like knowing that like some of our younger family members and just all the women in our culture being like, look what we could do. Like there's so much more. And so it's been pretty cool. And yes, if you looked at that family tree, it could definitely go on forever. And we are blessed. We are blessed with the charisma and the athleticism in our family. So everybody should watch out.
Absolutely. And of course, everybody should be watching out, especially Bailey, because that title around her waist is not going to be there for much longer after SummerSlam because we're already projecting it. Nia Jax is going to win that title at SummerSlam. We have some good vibes here on the show. Anybody that comes on here goes on to win gold when they're challenging
Oh,
for it. So you're in good favors. But I will tell you that if you do
wow.
win gold, you can't come back on because somebody did come on with a championship and then they lost it a couple days later. So you can't let that
Dang.
happen. So we'll congratulate you on social media when you win, but we'll also say, hey, we're going to put you on.
So I'm never going to see you again. Is that what we're saying? We're never going to see each other again.
Well, only when you need to go get another championship, unless if
Got
you
it.
want to be like two belts Naya. So that's
I'll be like, I know where to go.
yes,
Okay.
that's where it is. So a lot of cool things have been happening for WWE. I mean, it's the hottest it's ever been. I mean, we saw it, starting with earlier in the year at the Royal Rumble, and then you go to WrestleMania, and WWE recently has been collaborating with other companies, which in the past hasn't really been a thing. What are your thoughts on these partnerships? And is there anyone outside of the WWE within these partnerships that is happening that you would like to get in the ring with?
I think it's incredible. I think it's just a test to how big WWE is, like and how generous they are. I think that like, these other companies getting a bigger platform to be able to showcase their talent, and then bringing some fandom to their shows is super cool. Being able to see like girls like Jordan Grace come over, and she had a great showing at the Royal Rumble, and seeing her working some of the NXT girls like has been super cool. So I think it's a really cool like aspect of what's going on. I mean, it's new to us too. Like I never thought in a million years would be doing that, coming from a different era, that I was like, oh, this is actually like a really fun thing to do, to be able to like showcase like there's so much talent all over the world in wrestling. It is about like luck and being in the right place at the right time. So being able to like be like, hey, like this girl has, or this guy has been killing it on this scene for so long, like the Joe Henry guy, or Hendry, don't get me wrong,
Joe Hendry.
Hendry. He like I didn't, I mean, don't hate me, but I didn't know who he was. And now that like they've been having him on, I was like, oh well, let me take a look and see, his former work. So it's actually like a really cool thing, and opening the eyes of our IWC, to see all these people, and I think it's a cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really cool thing, for sure. Again, WWE returning to Omaha this Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown, CHI Health Center. Tickets starting at $25. Ticketmaster.com. You can grab those. Couple more questions before we let you go. Since your return to WWE for this current run that you're on, what is the difference that you've noticed compared to your previous run? Are there any changes like in the locker room culture or the overall direction of the company that stands out to you from your previous run to now?
So it's the locker room culture it's constantly changing, but I do find as though we have more like of a support system for each other. I think, I come from a team background. I've played sports my whole life, and it's always been like you're only strong as your weakest link. And I find as though like previously everybody took it more of like a me sort of thing, where it's like, I need to do this. And now we're more of like, well, we all need to come together to support so and so, and we all need to come together. So I think it's more of like a group effort in the locker room, I feel. I also feel like a lot of like creative and our producers are more just like, hey, this is what we're doing, but make sure you realize, like, go have fun. Like, go enjoy what you're doing. It's not like to where it's like, oh my gosh, I did this. Like, I'm going to have so many repercussions when I get backstage. It's more of just like, try something. If it doesn't work out, figure it out. We'll figure it out later. Like, it's a different kind of culture and a different kind of atmosphere. And it's more, I feel as though there's just a bigger, like more support and encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can definitely see that when you're watching the product on TV, that everybody seems a little bit more relaxed, laid back, having fun. And if you mess up on live TV, you mess up and you go on to the next thing. And I learned that in radio, same thing. I mean, a little bit different. You're more famous than me. I talk, you're seen by millions of people. I'm heard by maybe 1/1,000,000th of a person listening to the show.
No.
But before we end this, we always like to have fun with our guests. We go to Chat GPT. We let robots ask a question. We put it in and say, ask our guest a question. And usually it's always like, where did you get your start in wrestling? Everybody can understand and go find that. But our robot wants to know, if you could form a tag team with any celebrity outside of wrestling, who would it be with, and what would your team name be?
Oh my gosh. Any celebrity outside of wrestling. Oh, I would have to say I love her sass, and I feel like she definitely could. I think Cardi B.
She has expressed that she wants to do something with WWE.
Yeah, I just, and I feel like she has like that attitude. Like she could definitely be such a good heel. What would our team? I don't know. What do you think our team name would be?
Ooh, maybe we let the IWC come up with that one.
Yes. Oh, they would love to. They love to roast me. So let's see what they come up with.
We'll let the IWC come up with the name from Nia and Cardi B's tag team, and maybe we'll see it one day at WrestleMania, because we all love to see these celebrities matches, and maybe that could happen. But Nia, I know time is short with us, and I just want to say thank you so much. It's an honor and a privilege to talk to you today. Looking forward to seeing you hold that title up at SummerSlam. If it doesn't happen, which it won't, we'll just get you back on the show so you can go back after the title again to go.
I need all these vibes from you. That's what it is. I've just got to take it in. And I'll see you on Friday, right? In Omaha?
Yes. Friday
Okay.
in Omaha, CHI Center. Grab your tickets now. Ticketmaster.com, WWE.com, starting at $25. Nia, again, it's an honor and a privilege to have you on the show. Thanks for everything.
Thank you so much.